Over the course of this channel and over the course of my adventuring career, I guess you could say, I've always been very interested in the concept of overlanding. I started with camping, of course, car camping with tents, and then I got a camper shell in my truck, then I went to a rooftop tent, and currently we have an overlanding teardrop camper. So today, I'm gonna give you a tour of our current rig. So this currently right here is a custom teardrop camper that I bought, almost finished off Facebook Marketplace, and then I finished it up myself. Guy was great. He just, there was nothing wrong with it. Again, he just didn't have time to finish it because he had career and stuff, you know, it took away his time, which is totally fine. You know, it happens, but now it's mine, and I'm gonna show you everything we get here. So starting with the front, we've got a spare tire, which doesn't exactly match the other ones because, well, the spare tire fell off at one point, and we still don't know what happened to it, so, but that's a story for another day. Right behind the tire, we have the tongue box here. And you open this up and we've got some stools and just various things we keep in there. A lot of times when we take, or not a lot of times, whenever we take the wheel chocks off, we put the wheel chocks in there. And just various things like that. I mean, it's waterproof from the top from rain, but it's got some drainage holes in the bottom. So it's, I mean, it's watertight, it's just more storage there. But you have to excuse my, my throat and my sniffling. Sorry, the allergies are just killing me today. So right on the outside here, we have two LED lights on either side. These are hooked up to the off-grid battery system. This entire thing is off-grid, and by off-grid, I'm mainly talking about power because when it comes to the actual water, we just kind of get water and we carry it around in a jug. So I guess that's off-grid, but there's also no toilet or anything. So just, it's an off-grid power system. Right above the lights, we have our awning. This is a 270-degree awning. I'm not going to open it right here, but I will show some pictures of what it looks like. It goes from here all the way around to the kitchen area, which I'll get to in a minute. And the kitchen area allows us to cook, covered with the awning and everything. So this right here was great. I think it was only a few $100s, and it's invaluable. You know, it gives you shade in the sun. It gives you dryness in the rain, obviously. And right here we have a little table that I'll show you in just a second. So this is where we put our, it's where we eat and stuff. So this is great. Of course, my wife, this is her side, and so I get the other side that's uncovered, but you know, it is what it is. So one side at least is dry. So these right here, I believe these are 33s. These are 17.5-inch rims, and I think the tires are either 32 or 33-inch tires. I can't remember. Yes, it is a little overkill for a teardrop camper, but this is kind of an overlanding rig, so it really, I mean, we have zero issues getting, you know, off-road if we need to at all. It's got some leaf springs under here as well, so it does have a little bit of suspension. It's quite high off the ground, which can make for some issues getting into the thing, but again, never have to worry about ground clearance or anything. In fact, the license plate is actually the lowest part on the rig. So now we're gonna go ahead and move on to our power station. So this is a pass-through little storage area. It opens up on both sides. It has some hydraulics here. I need to actually fix these, they're a little low. But yeah, as you can see in here, we have our power station here, and it's rigged up. These are actually battery powered. I have 3 of these. They're just like AAA or AA. I need to make these. I have one in here, one in the cabin, one in the kitchen. I need to make those attached to the system, but I just have not done that yet. Let me actually go to the other side. Yeah, here's our power system here. And we've got a 3,000 watt inverter. We try not to use that, of course, because it draws a ton of power, but everything else is DC. It runs off this one deep cycle battery. I think it's 100 amps. And then we've got our solar charge controller, our fuse box and everything. This is, of course, you know, it works. It's not the prettiest, but it does work. My father-in-law helped with this quite a bit with the actual electric stuff, because I'm not terribly great with electric stuff. So yeah, but that's our whole solar setup. You know, we have two, here, I'll show you right here. We have 2 solar panels on the top. So we have 2 solar panels on the top there, and that is more than enough for that one battery. And we have also the max air fan, which I'm sure you can see on the top. Next, we're gonna go ahead and move on to the kitchen here. This is our kitchen area. It just closes up like this, and it's a hinge down. And this is our little surface table. It's just a propane grill. It's just 2-burner propane stove. Right now, we just use the cartridges that just kind of sit to the side. These are just the little bungee cords. We take that off, move the thing right here, and then we camp on it. Eventually, I'd like to have kind of like a propane tank sit here, like maybe a 5-gallon one, just a small one, and then run a line in here. And I could hook up to there. And I'd like to put a small little sink on this side, but that's for another day, I guess. Under here, this lifts up, and we have a bunch of storage as well for like foods, dry goods, things of that nature. And with this, not here, this goes all the way up and stays. Now this right here is the light we use for cooking. It's flexible. See, there's the other light I was telling you about. It's attached right here, and this one is actually hooked up to the battery as well. This is this runs on our electric system, just like the lights on either side, like that. Now this one you just press the middle, and it uses red if you want to preserve your night vision, or it's bright. And we can put this on, you know, because this thing has a back hood and side stuff. So this works very well. We can put it on the top, we can put it on the side, whatever we need to do to allow you to cook in the dark, because that's a lot better than using a headlamp, which I have done many times. The other side is just the same as the other one, just kind of mirrored without the awning. You know, of course we have this light as well. Before I show you the cabin, I'm going to show you our little table here. We have a little bolt right here, and we can put it in two configurations. But first, it just slides in here. I have some eye screws right here that situated in the bottom. It just kind of sits in there, and then I have a little hook, little swivel thing that holds it in, so that doesn't move at all when you're driving. But we have this way. This is when we want to eat. We slide it right in here, and then this bolt, I'll show you this in a second, it goes right here to hold it in place. So it does not come out, it doesn't go left and right, it stays right here, and we can eat on either side of it. Now, of course, you wouldn't want to put your whole weight on it, but it's stout enough to at least hold you know, food, because it's held onto this right here. And then we can take this out, and then we can do this, and then we have a bar. So this is, if we're like doing food prep, we can, you know, we're serving, we can put stuff out here, and it doesn't interact or doesn't interfere with the door at all. We need to clean this up. That's kind of got, over the last, the wet winter season, kind of got some mold and stuff. We need to retreat that. But yeah, this is great. It just sits right here. We can serve food on it, and we can even sit facing this way on it as a table. So it's really great. And again, these are it's just two little eye screws on either side. They just hold them in there, and then that right there flips down to hold it. And when not in use, the bolt just goes right here and stays in there. And last but not least, I will show you the inside of the cab. So it just opens up here. Now, we normally have a mattress cover on here, but it's right here. We took it off to wash. So this is our foam mattress. It looks kind of janky on this side because this was a full-size mattress that I had in college, and it's pretty comfy. It's nice and foam. But it's memory foam. It's even got like a more open, it's all open cell, but this one's obviously softer than this one. It's quite comfy, but it was too wide because it was a full-size mattress, and this one's like, this whole thing is 4 feet wide. So I had to cut, I think, like 6 inches off the side. We weren't really using this mattress anymore, so I thought it was a good use of it. So I just cut that in half, or not in half. I just cut the extra width off of it, and it fits in here perfectly. So this is the inside here. We've got, you can see right here, we have our windows. They open just like that, and they've got a screen that can slide up also. So you can have it all the way open, or you can have it open at nights and not let the bugs go in, which is great. We do that all the time. The wiring is still a little messy in here. We need to hide that, but right here on both sides, we have a double little hat hook. We hang headlamps, hats, whatever we need. Now this right here controls all of the remote or the battery powered lights. So you can turn that on, turn that off, and change the intensity, and even set a timer on it. You can point that at the ones in the back also, and it works for all of them. So right here, let me get in here. Right here, these are our USB outlets. You can turn this on. They are 2.4 amp, 5 volt for both of them, and they're on both sides. Again, they don't draw power unless that's on, so that's great. And that's hooked up to our battery, obviously, so we can charge all our electronics with DC, and don't have to worry about the inverter. And this right here is just a little clamp. This clamps my tablet on, so we can watch TV, movies, whatever we need to right there. And it works really well. It's on a little swivel, so we can angle it and whatnot. And then these bad boys, this is the similar contraption that, or this is a similar mechanism that holds the table in the electronics department. And this is just a little table, folds down right here. There's one on both sides, and you can set, you know, whatever you need to, your phones, your drinks, your keys, anything. So it's great. Again, you know, I wouldn't put a ton of pressure on this, but you know, they work really well. And then on top of that, we have some netting right here as well. So you can put dirty clothes or really whatever you need to. It's kind of a two-man setup here. And of course we have our Max Air fan, which you can turn on. And this keeps you really, really nice and cool at night. And you can open it, of course, to change the draw here. You can open the angle of the cover, and it is waterproof, or it is watertight. So even if it's raining, you can just turn it on that way. But yeah, and it seats the two of us pretty comfortably, my wife and myself. I would not want to camp in here with someone that I'm not that close with. And then sometimes, you know, when we bring Cleo, she'll hog the entire bed, and we get maybe 6 inches on each side, so that's really comfortable. So she likes to sit right in the middle. But yeah, and then of course our feet go under here. This is I don't know, maybe 14, 16 inches tall, something like that. And the mattress doesn't go all the way to the end either, so we can throw extra bags, extra blankets, or whatever we need to down there, and it doesn't really do anything. And as you can see, you know, it's fairly tall. Like I can, you know, I'm sitting down. Yeah, I'm sitting down right here. But I have plenty of headroom where I can sit up. I can't stand, obviously. But yeah, I mean, it works great for us. You know, we use this. We actually just came back from a trip that I should have a video on. We went to Providence Canyon. So that was our last trip with that, and it worked really well for us. But yeah, that's our rig, man. That's our current overlanding rig. Again, the ultimate goal is to get a van, but we're not quite there yet. So this is what we have for right now, and we love it so far. If you guys have any questions on what it was built with or anything like this, this was it was all plywood except for the trailer, and this is poor man's fiberglass that's on it. So it's just coated with fiberglass and resin, and that I mean, it holds up just fine. So yeah, it's I think it's a 4x8 foot. I think 4x8 is the trailer width. The tongue is quite long comparatively, and it's longer than it looks. So it's a little difficult to back up sometimes, but it is short enough to where it's, you know, I mean, but it is long enough to where that helps a lot. And the tongue weight is also really light. I think it's no more than like 150 pounds maybe on the tongue. So I can pick it up I can move it myself. If it's on level ground, as we used last time, I picked it up and well, first my wife and I both picked it up and moved it around. But then the second time she was watching the dog, and I just picked it up and moved it. So it's really light. You know, we can turn it around, pull it, whatever you need to do. So yeah, it's a great rig for us. If you have any questions, you know, feel free to ask them in the comments, and I will answer them the best I can. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this tour of our overlanding rig, and I hope you'll stay tuned to see us use it in some of our upcoming adventures and stuff. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you found it entertaining. And either way, I'll see you next time.